Engle, Democratic congressman out of New York, perhaps has had some of the strongest language to date. He's on the phone with me now, sir, and good morning to you.
Good morning.
You called it an act of war. You called it an act of terror. You stand by that today?
I certainly do, and I think the statement just made by Samantha Power was a very strong statement, and I agree with virtually everything she said. I think the response to this has to be unified and it has to be tough.
And what will that response be then, in your view?
Well, I think that it has to be made clear to Mr. Putin that we're not, the world, not only the United States, but I think the United States has to lead, that the world is not going to tolerate this. I think that there's clear evidence that it was brought down by Russian separatists. They have been firing at cargo planes, bringing down cargo planes all week long. And it certainly seems like this is what happened. Whether they did it intentionally or not, we really don't know, but it doesn't matter. This cannot be tolerated.
When you use the word terror and war, that takes it to a new level.
Well, of course it's terror. When you shoot down innocent people, that's an act of terror. I mean, that is certainly an act of terror. When you kill civilian population, that's an act of war. And I think that it has to be made very clear to Mr. Putin that this cannot be business as usual. And I think there has to be a united and robust, united response from the international community.
We will hear from the president in 51 minutes. What would you like to hear from him?
Well, I would like to hear essentially what our UN representative said, what Samantha Power said. I think we want to.
Did she just give us a preview of what he will say and what he will demand?
I would assume.
Do you hope?
I think her statement was very strong. I think it was unequivocal. I don't think there was any wiggle room there, and I think there should not be any wiggle room.
You used the word, though, assume, though. You would assume this would be the president's response. What if it's not? What if it falls short of that?
Well, it's hard for me to comment, not having heard the president's response. I suspect the president will make a very forceful statement, and I hope that the world leaders, which I know he's already been in touch with, will follow suit, and that there will be unity. I mean, look, I think that above and beyond this terrorism and these terrible things, that the NATO alliance is being tested. I've been saying this for many weeks and many months. The formula of NATO over the past several years has been that Russia is a partner, or at least cooperating with us. That is certainly no longer the case. Russia has turned itself into an adversary once again. And so I think that the calculation of NATO has to be reworked. And I think that it has to be, the alliance has to be doing it, not just the United States. Obviously, the United States needs to lead, but I think the alliance needs to do it. And I think the alliance will, quite frankly.
Engle, thank you, sir. Democratic congressman from New York with a strong statement yesterday, backing it up today.